Hello and welcome to Bread of Life, a daily devotional program which each week features a different area pastor. Our speaker for this week is Pastor Don Rivers of Colchester.
Welcome back. We have started to build on our foundation. We are discovering that developing the character of God is a process. We don't get there overnight. We can understand something, but putting it into action is another endeavor altogether. Knowing what is good and doing what is good are two different things. Doing the right thing is something that can be challenging. We are in Galatians 5:22 and 23. We started with love, God's love for us, not our love for Him. He initiated it by removing the obstacles that we put in the way of our relationship with Him. That results in joy and peace, conditions of our heart, something we know inside that shows through our actions and words. That should help us be patient and kind. Do you know we can be patient and kind without necessarily guiding people to what is right and wrong? In some ways, being patient and kind implies acceptance of someone's behavior. That's not it at all. To extend patience and kindness is to tolerate behavior for the opportunity to help guide things in a direction that is more beneficial. Goodness. Have we ever decided to do something without permission, with the intent of asking for forgiveness later? We see it all around us. Decisions made for the benefit of one that cost others. Patience and grace show up as respect. When we respect others, we don't need to ask for forgiveness. We didn't make the questionable decision that we hoped would work out. We waited and looked harder for an opportunity to be a blessing to others. There is always a choice. Good. What is good? Again, we can be impatient and unkind. We can know what is good, but choose to do the opposite. When you think of goodness, we have to think of right and wrong. We start to see that our choices reflect an understanding or lack of understanding of what is right in God's eyes. We start to see that our choices reflect an understanding. We all do it. We make decisions that we know are not right, but it is what we want to do, so we do it. We all make choices that we know are not beneficial for our Christian witness, but we figure we can handle the consequences, so we do it. There is an advertising campaign that encourages us to just do it. Just do what? If we are being truthful with ourselves, we have gone against what we know to be right or good. That makes us human. That doesn't, however, release us from being good. Goodness is something that requires first an understanding of the situation, a knowledge of the right choice, and the courage, wisdom, and strength to choose it. Like I said, as we move along and build, we start to see the magnitude of the task. Reflecting the character of God is not something we can accomplish without effort, practice, and understanding. We need to start somewhere and build off the knowledge we gain and the lessons we learn. In each of us is an understanding of what is good and what is right. We are taught from an early age what the right behavior in a certain situation is. That is one of the purposes of education. It is to teach us how we should view and process the things around us. The difficulty with education today is we have forgotten to include God's view on goodness. Without that, we have no hope of truly learning what is good. The key is nothing is good apart from God. Without His presence and input, we are not capable of determining good. I would encourage each of us to start a devotion time that includes reading and studying God's Word. Then we can learn what is truly good. Romans 12:2 says, "Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect." We learn what God's view of things is by understanding, studying, and learning His Word. Then we will think differently. Then we will see the contrast between what we have called good and what God views as good.
You've been listening to Pastor Don Rivers of Colchester, and this has been Bread of Life, a program to encourage you from God's Word.